Hello, welcome back to Place Manner Voice. My name is Catherine, and in every episode, I transcribe a word into the International Phonetic Alphabet for you. Today, we have a viewer request. Very interesting word. I know I always say that, don't I? Let's look at this word. I'm going to spell it first. Do you recognize this word? It's not used very often unless you're in a business that uses this word a lot, I would say. It's a geographical word. It is a thin strip of land that's connecting two larger pieces of land, and there's a body of water on either side. So it's certainly bigger than a sandspit or a sandbar, and bigger than what are they called when you have a man-made connection of land? I'll remember that word. I think it starts with a k. Anyhow, I'll remember that word before the end of the episode. This word, I would pronounce it isthmus. Isthmus. But because I don't use it very often, I looked it up and I see that there's two acceptable pronunciations for it. So let's transcribe it the way that I would transcribe it first. First, we have to open our brackets to show we're now writing in speech sounds as opposed to English spelling. Let's look at that first sound there. I, I, isthmus, isthmus. S. That S, we would use the same symbol for that S sound, isthmus. Now, when I say this word, I don't say this TH. Isthmus. I go right into the sound with my lips closed. Isthmus, miss. And I don't think I'm putting any effort into that last vowel sound, isthmus. Isthmus, miss. It's so short and so weak. I'm going to use a schwa there, and there's no sounds after the s at the end, so I'm going to put a slash there to show I'm finished with my IPA letters. But we have to place the stress pattern. So let's see. Isthmus, isthmus. I'm going to put the stress at the beginning there. Now, you may be tempted to transcribe this as isthmus, like that, with another I sound there. I'm just choosing to use the schwa because I do believe it's shorter and weaker, and also the primary stress is on this syllable here, not this one. It's possible to have the this vowel, the kit vowel, in a non-primary stressed syllable. That's fine, but I really prefer to show the stress pattern with the schwa here. Isthmus, mus, mus. It's so short and weak. Okay, so that's the way I would pronounce it, and that is um, one of the allowable or acceptable pronunciations of this word. I see pronouncing the th is also acceptable. So we'll start the same way. Is, and then we have to put that th sound in there. Now this makes an interesting cluster of a s, th, three consonant sounds all together there. And then I'll do the same thing with the end. Isthmus, isthmus. That's kind of tough. That is a really difficult cluster of consonants there. Stressed in the same place. Isthmus, isthmus. I can see why this became normalized, where we just omitted that th sound. It makes it kind of tough here. Thmus. Isthmus, thmus. I'm just thinking about where I would break up the syllables here because this is an unusual combination. I think I would break them here, even though th or thm is a very strange combination of sounds. Anyhow, I'll get into how we break up syllables and decide where one syllable begins and one ends in another episode. Okay, and I've still forgotten that word. I know when I was working on Prince Edward Island, I worked on a smaller island off Prince Edward Island called Robinson's Island. Robinson's Island. And it was connected to the mainland by a long strip of sand, well, sand dune, really. A sand dune grew up on this side. This was the north side of the island, and this was connected to the Brackley Beach, area of Prince Edward Island. Um, but I forget what this man-made connection of land was called. There was camping on the island here that people loved. They put this strip of land in here, and there was a bay, a little body of water behind here, and it really messed up the ecosystem of this body of water here when they blocked off the water from coming in from the north side of the island. And huge sand dunes grew along here. It was a very pretty part of the island. Anyhow, I'm reminiscing now, aren't I? Okay. Hopefully that was helpful to the viewer that submitted this very strange word, isthmus. Um, if you have a word you would like to see me transcribe, do leave a message below and I will do it in a future episode. If you haven't already subscribed, please do.